preciso soledad, despojando todo lo malo. Ta Francisco venía, ta José venía, ta Manuel.
Yo, Benison, what up? So as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the leques and espiritismo. I was gonna film singing one of the cantos espirituales because a lot of people ask me. And I have a book that I've made myself. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be talking about espiritismo. Let me take off my collares because I'm going to be talking about espiritismo, not ocha. I'm like, well, that in itself right there is a good topic. So I wanted to just touch on that briefly. So when it comes to espiritismo and ocha, if I'm going to be doing something that has to do with espiritismo, the biggest thing, going to a misa, or even aside from espiritismo, if I'm going to be doing some sanse or voodoo or palo, these come off, okay? There have been so many occasions where I go to a misa and there's people at the table or people in the circle that still have their collares on. What do I do when I go to a misa? You take them off. Either you wear them in the car while you're on the way there and before it starts, you take them off, or you just leave them home. Me? I just leave them home. Because I always say I'm espiritista before I was ever an olocha. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. If I had all of them on, I would take them all off. The only exception that I can think of is the mano de orula, which mine broke. And the ide. The ide you only get when you're crowned. For me personally, I take off my ide. If I had mano de orula, I would keep it on. The ide, some keep it on just look every day, all day, like mano de orula. Me, I take it off if I know I'm going to be involved in something other than ocha. Why is that? Because it creates what's called a cruce, or a crossing. So in espiritismo, we're dealing with heaven, we're dealing with guías espirituales, spirit guides, aka the dead. In Cariocha, la Santeria, we're dealing with Orisha. There's a cruce. These two entities, they know of each other, Oya, the Queen of the Dead and all this jazz. WIA is very heavily influenced. I've even heard of some people keeping their olokun by their bóveda, and Oya. And Ayao has a bóveda around her when you receive Ayao, who's Oya's sister. But as far as things like misas, these, for me, this, I leave them home. Or if I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to leave it home, just take them off, put them in my pocket. Because I'm not trying to feel about that. I'm not trying to have, Orisha around me. I need to connect with my muerto. Not with El Iguano, Chun, Ochosi, and all them. As beautiful and wonderful they are. And then when I'm doing ocha stuff, I'm not gonna be wearing, what would be worn at a misa. Why? Because I'm not worrying about my guías espirituales. I'm worrying about ochosi. So what would I wear? Like at a misa, a lot of people, they tie their waist, they bring their pañuelos. What else? Florida water, they wear colonias and stuff. If I know I'm going to be going to an Orisha function, I'm not putting on Florida water. I'm not smoking myself with a cigar to get prepared. When you go to a misa, you take a white bath beforehand, sometimes 3 days in advance, no sex the day before. or any like sexual activity. What else? You take your bath, no sexual activity. You tie your waist. You bring pañuelos. What are pañuelos? They're like, let's see, like a person would bring like a pañuelo like this. They sit it on their lap. They put it around. They put it around like this. When they tie it. I'm not bringing that to an ocha function. Because that's espiritismo. And when I'm at a misa, I'm not going to be wearing my collares. Why? Because that's ocha. So even though they acknowledge each other, there is not a division, but a separation of the two. Ocha has their protocols. Espiritismo has their protocols. You're not going to be singing, friggin', I don't know, at a misa. Same thing, you're not going to be saying, a Padre Nuestro or an Our Father at an Orisha function. They're two different things. Same thing, your collares. I'm not going to wear these at a palo function. I'm not going to go to a fiesta de palo, a palo party, where they're singing to the impungos, Lucero, Siete Rayo, Cobayende, Madre Agua, Calunga, Mamachola, Tiembla Tierra, Guatariamba. I'm not gonna be wearing my eleques de Orisha. I'm not gonna be wearing my necklaces of Orisha. I'm not gonna be putting on Florida water or or I don't know, things that, like a pañuelo, things that you would bring to a misa. They all have their respective spots. So, I could just go on and on and on, but that's it, if you're going to a misa, there's no need to wear what corresponds to your Orisha things. If you're going to an Orisha function, there's no need to wear what corresponds to espiritismo things. If you're going to a palo function, if you're going to a scratching, if you're going to a scratching and you see someone wearing all these Orisha necklaces, then I don't know, you tell your tata, your yaya, whatever, like, yo, man, I don't know if you want to tell them or how that works, but they're wearing Orisha necklaces. Or you can silently pull them aside if they're like one of your bros or sisters or whatever, and be like, hey, yo, take off your Orisha necklaces. Why? Because this is not an Orisha ceremony. This is a scratching, So everything has its respective place. So yeah, don't wear your Orisha necklaces at a misa. Me, I'm proud, so I take off my ide. Other than that, I guess you can keep your mouth on. I know there have been occasions where I took it off simply because it has to do with Orisha. But for the most part, people can keep it on. Once it's placed there, it stays on for the rest of your life until it breaks. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And that's it. Peace.